Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's June 30th and we're going to talk about cucumbers, so let's get into it. I'm out here doing a little harvesting and we're harvesting some cucumbers. Now these are a pickling type cucumber, the Diva. I've mentioned it before in some of my videos. But what I'm talking about is cucumbers in the heat. Now the Diva, these are just starting out. They're really blooming. They're new plants, so they're doing pretty fair, but they're going to, blight and stuff's going to try to get to them. Even though they hadn't had any rain, they hadn't been watered, the stress on them, they just don't fight off stuff as well. But as you can see, they're doing great. We've had over a week of some 100 degrees. It's got down into the lower 90s here the last couple days. But they've been producing here for a little bit. Now let's go look at some others. Over here, these are some salt and pepper cucumbers. And they get their name. We'll get in here. They're a little white cucumber, and they have black specks from their little thing. So, that's salt and pepper. They're not a big cucumber, but as you can see, they're still putting on cucumbers, in this heat. Now, another variety is, and this is kind of late to produce. It doesn't produce right off, so it takes it a little longer, or at least for me it does. But this is the striped Armenian cucumber. Now, it is designed to be grown in the heat. And let me get this blade of grass out. I try to kind of keep those out of there as I go down. But they're blooming up a storm, and they're putting cucumbers up like a storm. You can see them. Some of them's little, but ideally they start getting some size on them. And we'll look back in here. You can see this one here is nice and long. This about 18 inches. And of course, if they're hanging up there, they grow straight. If they're touching the ground, they tend to want to make a curve. Now this is a good cucumber to grow in the heat. It's really hangs in there. Once it starts producing, it's producing. And as you can see, there are lots of cucumbers on there. Now, as we get over here, and you can see some vines coming in here, these aren't the Armenian. These are straight 8. Now, these are basically, they're dying back. Some of it's blight, some of it is just they can't take the heat like other ones. They come in here and they do a bunch of blooming. I still see bees working the flowers, but I get very few cucumbers out of it. It's just the heat. They stop the production of the female flowers, and so thus no cucumbers. And pretty soon these will just have to come out. They're just taking up space, even though they're fairly good and green. A lot of them, there's no production, and if there's no production on certain crops, because by the time these get back to where it gets cool enough for them to produce, the blight will have killed them. So, but anyway, what this video is about is picking varieties that'll grow in the heat. If I was to put another batch of straight 8s out like my Divas, it would grow up, but without if the heat keeps it from producing male flowers, then thus no vegetables off it. So no fruit, no plant. But anyway, if you're going to pick a variety, find one that is fairly heat tolerant or heat resistant. And one of the best varieties, of course, it's kind of late for some of you up north because, like I say, it takes quite a while for them to produce. And if you plant them now, you might get some, but you might not. But down in the south, you could probably still plant a round of Armenians And as long as you water them good as they're getting their roots in, right now this just gets a drip, you know, every other week, with as dry as it is without any rain. That's all the water they've been getting, but they're thriving good, and they're doing pretty good to stave off the blight. So anyway, I hope this short video is helpful to you. And if you want to see more of mine, well, of course, hit that subscribe, hit the bell button, and give it a big thumbs up. Happy gardening.